Hello everyone, you are on the channel It's Funny to Tears. Today, we're diving into some of the most cringe-worthy, hilarious, and downright unbelievable proposal fails ever caught on camera. You know, that magical moment when someone gets down on one knee, pulls out a ring, and everything goes spectacularly wrong. We've all seen the romantic movie versions, but real life? Real life is so much funnier. Let's kick things off with a classic public proposal disaster. Picture this, a packed sports stadium, the Jumbotron aglow, and our hopeful hero, let's call him Dave, standing there with a microphone. The crowd is roaring. His girlfriend Sarah looks completely stunned. He pours his heart out, talking about their first date, their shared love for the home team, and how she's the light of his life. He gets down on one knee, the camera zooms in, the suspense is killing everyone. And she just shakes her head. Not just a little shake, but a frantic, oh my gosh, no please stop head shake. She grabs her purse and literally bolts up the stairs, leaving Dave kneeling alone in front of 20,000 people. The silence that followed was deafening, quickly replaced by a wave of sympathetic groans. You have to feel for the guy, but come on, a stadium proposal? It's high risk, high reward, and for Dave, it was a total fumble. The kiss cam operator probably had a heart attack. Next up, we have a fail that involves a bit of gravity. A guy named Mark planned the perfect romantic proposal on a beautiful wooden pier at sunset. It was idyllic. He had candles, a hidden photographer. Everything was perfect. He started his speech, his voice trembling with emotion. His partner, Chloe, was already tearing up. He reaches into his pocket for the ring box, and just as he opens it to reveal the sparkling diamond, his hand slips. The ring pops out of the box, bounces once on the wooden planks in glorious slow motion, and plops right through a crack into the murky water below. The look of pure horror on both their faces is priceless. They both just stared at the spot where the ring vanished. Mark, in a moment of sheer panic, almost jumped in after it, before realizing he was in a suit. I heard they spent the next hour with a flashlight trying to spot it. Talk about a sinking feeling. Let's hope he had that thing insured. Now, let's talk about getting some unwelcome help. This one happened during a family dinner. A young man, Ben, decided to propose to his girlfriend Emily in front of both their families. A bold move, but sweet. He stood up to make a toast, and everything was going smoothly. He starts talking about how much Emily means to him, and as he's about to pop the question, his future father-in-law, a jovial but slightly tipsy man, shouts, "Just get on with it, son. We all know what you're doing." The timing was so comically bad, it completely broke the romantic tension. Ben just stood there, speechless for a second, before everyone burst out laughing. He did eventually manage to ask, and she said yes, but the moment was definitely co-opted by dear old dad. At least they'll have a funny story to tell for the rest of their lives, right? Here's one for all the animal lovers out there. A guy decided to incorporate his girlfriend's beloved golden retriever into the proposal. He tied the ring box to the dog's collar and planned for the pup to run over to her as he got down on one knee. What could go wrong? Well, dogs will be dogs. As soon as he let the dog, Buddy, off the leash, Buddy spotted a squirrel, and he was off. He sprinted across the park, completely ignoring the frantic calls of his owner, with a very expensive diamond ring dangling from his collar. The couple spent the next 30 minutes chasing their dog through bushes and around trees. The romantic, tear-jerking moment turned into a chaotic, sweaty cardio session. They did eventually catch Buddy and retrieve the ring, but the mood was a little less fairy tale romance, and a little more, I need an inhaler. Let's move on to a proposal that went up in flames, literally. A hopeless romantic wanted to spell out, "Marry me," in candles on a beach at night. It sounds beautiful, doesn't it? He spent an hour setting up hundreds of tea lights in the sand. When his girlfriend arrived, he lit them all, and for a moment it was breathtaking. But he didn't account for one tiny detail. The wind. A sudden gust swept across the beach, and the flames from the candles leapt onto the decorative gauze he had laid out. Whoosh! The romantic message turned into a small bonfire. Instead of getting a yes, he got a face full of sand as they frantically tried to smother the flames. Nothing says I love you quite like third-degree burns and a potential fine for starting an illegal fire. And what about those who try to be clever with food? Hiding a ring in food is a classic move, but it's fraught with peril. We found a story about a man who put the engagement ring inside a slice of chocolate cake at a fancy restaurant. He thought his girlfriend would gently discover it with her fork. Instead, she was so excited for dessert that she took a huge, enthusiastic bite. You can guess what happened next. A crunch, a horrified look, and a frantic trip to the emergency dentist. Not only did he chip her tooth, but the proposal was postponed until after the dental bill was paid. He later reproposed, this time with the ring safely in a box, not in a dessert. A valuable lesson was learned. Diamonds are forever, but tooth enamel is not. Let's not forget the tech-related fails. One guy decided to propose via a very elaborately planned video game session. He was a developer and had created a custom level in their favorite game that ended with a "Will you marry me?" of message from his character to hers. It was incredibly thoughtful and personal. The problem? His girlfriend was a very good gamer. She was so focused on beating the level and getting a high score that she blasted right past the proposal message without even reading it, finishing the level in record time. She turned to him, celebrating her victory, completely oblivious. He just sat there, controller in hand, having to awkwardly say, honey, did you read the last part?" He had to make her replay the entire ending just so she could see the proposal. The romance was slightly lost in the pursuit of a new top score. And for our final fail of the day, a story that proves timing is everything. A couple was on a beautiful hike, reaching a scenic overlook with a stunning waterfall. The boyfriend saw his chance. It was the perfect backdrop. He got down on one knee, started his heartfelt speech, and pulled out the ring. His girlfriend's eyes welled up with tears. It was happening. And just as he asked the question, a huge group of tourists on a Segway tour rolled up behind them, hooting and hollering. Their tour guide, using a megaphone, announced, "And on your left, you'll see a magnificent waterfall, and it looks like some local romance is in the air. Everybody say congratulations." The intimate, private moment was instantly hijacked by 20 strangers on two-wheeled machines, all snapping photos. The couple just stared at each other, half laughing, half mortified. She said yes, but their proposal photo album includes a background full of helmet-wearing tourists giving them a thumbs up. So there you have it, folks. Proof that even the most carefully planned proposals can go hilariously wrong. From runaway dogs to dental emergencies and ill-timed tourists, these moments remind us that real life is often messier and much funnier than the movies. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you have your own proposal, fail story, we'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching. It's funny to tears. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.